Welcome to Florida Mint on Florida Man with Greg, Wayne, Josh, and Cameron, the podcast where Floridians discuss the legends, lore, and crazy stories that always seem to take place in Florida. I am Wayne.
I'm Cameron.
I'm Josh.
And this is episode 88. If you guys are just tuning in for the first time,
thank you.
what we kind of do, thank you.
Yep.
We love you. Or if you're a returning listener, we love you.
Yeah.
We do love you.
What we kind of do here is we cover headlines, crazy Florida man headlines from Florida. In the middle section, we talk about some personal kind of stories so you get to know us.
Yeah.
And at the end, we cover some kind of event, Florida man historic, kind of legend from the state.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so we thank you guys for tuning in. We love you so much. Joshua,
Yes. That's
for
my
his
voice.
birthday, he bought
His
himself.
birthday last week.
Yeah, he bought himself
No.
a TV tray.
Okay.
Yes.
There are things that I say, guys, this conversation is off the record.
Right.
Like, not to be used against me on the podcast.
This is private birthday present.
Yes.
Right.
Conversation.
So all around the world, check this out. In our team chat, Josh sends a picture of this super advanced, fancy TV tray. He's like, guys, treat myself for my birthday.
And I did. It was $50.
What, for a TV tray?
Well, it has a cup holder.
I know, but he's so proud of it. It's got these like tongs that go under the couch to keep it steady.
No, so that you can get it closer to yourself. Bro, I'm not a psycho. I'm not going to eat in the dining room by myself.
Why not?
That would be like sophisticated, though. You know what I mean?
No.
If you were sitting by yourself at a dining room table, eating in private,
Bro,
just
I
like
don't
in
even
quiet.
make meals that are prepared with more than one side item.
That's
Why would I
true.
eat in the dining room?
Well, according to that team chat, all you've been eating lately is just soup.
Well, I'm on a soup diet.
Soup in, soup out's what he said.
Amen.
Yeah, I'm on a soup diet. Y'all haven't heard of this?
I haven't, but you know what I have heard of?
What?
Cameron's headlines.
Oh.
Headlines? Let's
Everybody
hear 'em.
has.
You want to hear 'em? Okay, headlines.
Hey,
Sure.
Hit me.
Revolutionary War. You know what's so cool? These colors, their flag.
Hey, so just to explain to you guys what we're talking about, while we were off the air just now, Cameron said, I think this is a great mystery.
Yeah, this will blow your mind.
We're still talking about this?
We broke away from the United Kingdom all those years ago, and
Yes.
yet our colors of
Were
our
they
flag
united?
is
Are
the
the
same.
exact same, red, white, and blue.
Here it goes.
Throw
God,
he's
some
blown
purple.
away by that,
Throw some
dude.
purple or something.
Headlines.
What
All
I
right.
don't get is your two tattoos.
Let's talk about headlines. So our first one is a Florida man
Okay.
Okay.
fires his gun in a Miami hotel
Celebratory.
Right.
because people weren't social distancing.
How do you get a crowded room's attention?
To separate. How do you get them to
Yes.
separate?
Well, first you go, excuse me, could you separate from them? Could
Please.
you separate from them? And
Yes.
then they're going to be like, blow off, dude.
Right.
Yeah.
And then,
And then you pull the
blow
gun
off.
out.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what happened. This Miami, South Florida man became enraged over a mother and son's lack of social distancing. So
Oh,
their
that's
family.
that's another pickle.
Yeah, so Douglas Marks, 29 years old, he was arrested on charges of aggravated assault with deadly weapon, use of a firearm to commit a felony, and
Oopsie.
discharging a firearm.
Did
in
he
public.
go bang bang up north south?
Yeah, so basically what he did was he saw this mother and son sitting on a couch in this hotel lobby.
He tried to separate them with the gun.
Well, he approached them and told them to leave. But I don't
my
think he really
God.
has
This is
any
the manager
affiliation.
of the hotel?
No.
He's a spectator.
But he said, "Listen, you guys aren't social distancing," and they didn't move.
I wouldn't.
So somebody overheard him saying, "Let me take care of it."
What?
I had two people not following directions, and then grabbed a firearm and let off several shots, which, according to police, it was 4 warning shots.
Psychopath, dude.
well,
Honestly.
if he didn't hit them, then they're warning shots, I guess.
Right.
Well, no one was injured.
Well, Cameron's open carry, so he
Well, yeah.
really leans towards the gun owner in this story.
I mean, I'm gonna side with. No, I can't.
He was so close. We almost had him trapped.
No, I definitely can't.
Had he had like any previous offenses or anything? Because
I don't know.
he sounds
One
like
time at a Popeyes, he asked for dark meat. They gave him white.
so he
Yeah.
pulled his gun
He
out.
pulled his gun out. Yeah.
Miami Herald didn't go that deep into.
He got
investigating.
arrested though.
One time at a
Yeah, he got
YMCA,
arrested.
they were like, "Sir, your swimming trunks, they're coming down around your ankles."
He's like, pop, pop.
"Pop, pop."
We don't even know where he pulled the gun out of.
Oh my god.
His swimming trunks? Jeez. Anyways, yeah, he got arrested and was on bond for $11,000, which I feel like is low for somebody that just runs around shooting a gun.
Yeah,
into the
no
air.
joke.
Yeah, he should have his gun taken away.
I think so.
That's just me, though.
For sure.
Well, he's a criminal now, so he can't have a gun.
Is it a felony to blow off a couple rounds?
Yeah.
I think
When
so.
you get frustrated?
Yeah, you can't do that.
I think we just read that.
Yeah. It's against the law.
So next we have a Florida grandma,
Oh, come on. Cute.
64 years old,
Cute.
that was arrested for punching her grandson.
Social distancing.
Right.
Yeah.
How do you
she
social
said,
distance best?
listen, grandson, you little twerp, you're a little too close.
Yeah.
6 feet. If I can punch you, you're not 6 feet.
Well, I think
Pat,
she
pat.
did the tornado. She spun at him, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, she punched him in the chest because the grandson poured her vodka down the sink.
Okay.
$25 worth of vodka, and she was so upset about that.
A chest
She
punch.
claims that that's not what happened. She told
Okay.
police. She actually called police
Oh.
and said that her grandson was aggravating her and assaulted her. And then they got there.
Teeth
She's
punch.
obviously very drunk. And then the story comes out.
Is she drunk, though? She didn't get her...
She's intoxicated. That's what the
Okay.
article said. Thank you. But
Spicy.
she got so upset for that he poured that vodka down the sink.
So what happened was she's
She's
probably
ready for a nightcap.
I was
Yeah.
about to
And
say
this dude's
if she's already drunk and he dumped the rest of it down, he probably was like, "Grandma, you've had too much."
Yeah.
and she like popped him in the chest.
Yeah,
Well, she
she
said,
punched
I'm
him in
going to
the
go
chest.
for a drive. And he's like, hold on, let me check. You're almost over the legal limit.
Right.
Just
no
about.
moss.
Yeah,
Right.
but well, she was upset because she told cops that vodka would have lasted her a few weeks. Probably isn't true.
You think
No,
so?
his act of love turned into an act of violence.
Well, she's
when
allergic
she-
to vodka. So it's the last resort for her.
I guess so.
He was
She's-
saving her.
She's more of a rum guy.
So what happened?
She was arrested.
Oh, good
Yeah,
story.
aggravated
Yeah.
assault.
Good.
What's her bond?
$4.
That sounds about right.
I don't know. It didn't say. But yeah,
a
she
chest
was.
punch, though?
Yeah, she was arrested for aggravated assault.
Come
just
on.
say, I pushed
I
him
think the
away.
police could have just said, "Stop punching your grandson.
Yeah.
Stop
Yeah.
drinking so much."
Right.
So our next headline, we got so many people sent this one in.
Ooh, how many?
So many.
A lot.
Sexy voice.
I mean, hundreds of
Sexier
thousands.
voice.
So Florida man used his COVID relief funds to buy a Lamborghini.
That's a true story?
Yeah,
That is
that
a
one came in a
true
lot. And
story.
honestly, like
He didn't believe me.
It's one-
No, I
told
just
you.
I deleted it instantly. I was like, I'm not falling for this Onion article.
No, yeah, real
Yeah,
deal.
this Florida man obtained $3.9 million in the Paycheck Protection Program that they're doing for COVID. Basically,
Yes, businesses of a certain size.
yeah.
Let me explain it for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Businesses of a certain size,
Under 500 employees.
under 500 employees, will get some money.
Right.
Yeah, basically so that they can pay their employees.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just a payroll protection.
Yeah.
So this 29-year-old
Cash for
David
clunkers is what they call it.
Right.
David T. Hines was charged with a count of bank fraud, count of making false statements to a financial institution, and a count of engaging in transaction
Let
in
me tell
unlawful
you.
proceeds.
Let me tell you how he
Proceeds.
got busted. I can almost
Go for it.
guarantee this is it. He posted a picture of him and his Guinea
Right.
on
Yep.
Instagram,
It's
Right.
a guinea.
and he put Mercy, Lamborghini Mercy.
And then
Yo, girl,
beneath
she's
it,
so thirsty.
beneath it, he put "P.S. I got this with COVID relief funds."
Yes.
Exactly.
From
So
the PPP.
he was trying to get 13.5
What the-
million in those page.
You got to go
the
big.
loans, and he got approved.
What?
And through all of this is fraud. He was making these fraudulent
He doesn't have a
applications.
business?
No, he falsified all these loan applications
Good
Had I
Lord.
known,
and got he put in for 13. He got 3.9,
oh my!
and then like
gosh.
2 days later, he had a 2020 Lamborghini Huracan.
Okay.
So
See,
it was
that's-
pretty obvious. Like
I
that's
knew
a
I was doing life wrong. I know
oh,
I'm
you
doing
definitely
life
are,
wrong.
but for
just-
many different
It
reasons.
just says a lot
Jesus.
about the whole process, man. Like the guy faked
It's a
having a
dartboard
business,
thing.
got 3.9 million.
They get a paper in, they spin the dartboard, and they go, "You're going to get this amount."
Yeah.
But how did he get caught though?
Well, I think
Instagram.
that I think that they realized from the actual bank statements.
Right.
I
Oh,
don't-
'cause I'm
it
sure
didn't, it didn't say that he was turned in, but they found those statements where they saw that he bought this $319,000 Lamborghini and then had still 3.5 million
Pretty frugal though,
in his
Right.
bank. Like he never actually paid anything out.
You didn't pay any employees, but you bought a brand new car.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. So you can't do that.
No, we don't want you to do that.
No, we don't want you at all.
No.
No.
Our next headline.
Yes.
Okay.
4 of them.
Wayne,
Yes.
I hope you get this right.
Thank you.
Who's your favorite superhero?
Easy. Batman.
Amen. Here we go. Naked man tells Charlotte
don't-
County deputies he's
I don't
Batman.
even get an
Come
option.
on.
We found it. I don't need to know yours.
Chocolate Man.
Chocolate man.
Yeah.
He squirts chocolate sauce
So
into your milk when you don't have it. Y'all,
What?
You haven't heard of this guy? Okay, anyways, go ahead.
So this Florida man in Charlotte County was found naked walking around a motel,
Okay.
Yeah.
and when he was confronted by the police because the manager saw him on surveillance camera.
You
Right.
think that was a double take? It's like, hold on.
Is he nude?
Is that Batman?
Oh, jeez. So he saw this naked guy trying to open multiple doors. Like
Right.
he's like, okay, did he forget his room number? Actually, at first he was clothed. If he tried a few doors,
Well, it's
then
every door you try, you take a piece
you
of
lose
clothing
an-
off.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
article of clothing. So at one door, he just strips naked, tries that one, tries multiple other ones, and then the manager calls the cops.
Yeah.
The cops say, okay, what's going on?
Right.
Yeah.
What's your name? Can we get your name so we can, figure this out? And he's like, I'm Batman. Like
think
he
he said
literally,
last
he would
name
not say
Man.
anything else except I'm Batman.
What I love about that though is the cops had the patience to talk to a naked man and be like,
Yeah.
"All right, what's your name?"
Well, I would hope that they put
Well, no,
clothes on him.
they handcuffed him, beat him up, and
yeah.
Jeez.
And then like, "What's your name?" He's like, "Batman."
But yeah, he was arrested for. I forgot the one
Yeah.
of the best parts. When they did find his clothes, they did find a glass pipe in there.
Okay.
So
For
Batman.
right, for drugs probably.
yeah, well, it makes you Batman.
yeah.
Yeah, you smoke a little, yeah, and you're good. But he was arrested at the hotel for exposure, loitering, and prowling.
Oof.
Oh,
That's a big
one
charge.
I'd
I don't
like to
even know
get.
what that one
when
fully
you're
does.
loitering naked, it's called prowling.
Okay,
And you can Google that.
Okay.
so they
that
didn't even
makes
need to
sense.
charge him for prowling.
But there's
Or is
separate
it
charges.
automatic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get the first two.
You
The
gotta
third
pay.
one's coming.
You
Yeah.
got to pay extra to get off a prowling.
And just to
charge.
clarify, if you're tuning in for the first time to our show, these are all real headlines. This happens in Florida.
And real
every day.
charges.
Yeah,
Yeah, say
Prowling,
it. buddy.
baby. Batman.
we're prowling.
Naked loitering.
Let's go.
Hey guys.
Hey, Joshua.
Last week we talked about me potentially going on a date.
Potentially, we
Yeah,
didn't
did you
have a
go
whole
on
lot of
one?
hope.
Well, I was 50-50 if I was going to cancel or not.
Right.
Okay,
Just like everything.
Just like everything.
up to like
in
the
my
last
life.
minute.
That's like 70-30 with everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, am I going to go to work today? 70-30. I have to do my magic 8 ball.
And it says unlikely. Right.
This one I did. I
Okay.
went. But let me give you. Let me set this up for you
Went on
Okay.
a date.
because I don't meet girls how you say out in public.
Right. Because of COVID.
Yeah, and because I would never approach a woman
Okay.
Okay.
Just out of respect.
out of respect and
Yeah.
fear,
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
and because I like to have a level of self confidence that you can't have after you're turned down by a woman
Right.
in public,
Jeez,
Right.
yeah.
in front of her boyfriend.
At the candy
Right, 'cause
store.
It's kind of
Yeah.
Whoops.
Exactly.
Hey, candy lady. So I tried out this dating app.
Okay.
And you guys know I like my sweets.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So I tried out this dating app called Bumble.
Okay.
I assumed it was for bee and honey lovers, maybe
Yeah.
fans of
Sweets in general.
apiaries
Honey
Oh,
enthusiast.
or baklava,
Right.
which I am.
Baklava, man.
Yeah, baklava's good, right?
Yeah.
Apparently it's not.
Okay.
But I still set up a profile. This site is, I guess, strictly where the girls contact the boys first.
Oh, smart. That's
Yeah,
good.
I think
That's
it's a
good.
play on because the girl bee stings people and boys don't.
You're thinking of
Oh.
mosquitoes.
Well, then it would be called like a skeeter.
I gotcha.
And that's a terrible name for an app.
Right. But you cast a wide net though, because
Yeah.
you've got profiles.
I
You've got
cast a wide
profiles on
net
every-
and
on-
shadow.
Yeah.
Amen.
On
Amen.
every, dating site.
Yeah. Skeeter, that's trademarked.
Right. So, but someone on Bumble responds to you.
Well, the sign up is pretty cool. It's unlike the other dating sites I'm on.
Okay.
But this one has like restrictions under COVID-19 dating.
Okay.
And you get to pick your level.
of like comfort.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. That's
and
smart.
it's like virtual only, which sounds fun.
Right.
Yeah.
But I've been in VR before,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
it's not.
It's scary.
It is scary.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So then there's like mask only,
Okay.
and then there's like no mask but social distancing.
Okay. Right.
And
Well, like if you sit at a dinner table, like
Yeah,
in a
you're-
restaurant, that's pretty social distance.
Yeah, but they're
I mean, you're
asking you
pretty good.
what your level of comfort
yeah,
is
what I'm
because of
comfortable
COVID.
with. And
Like if you sign up for mask only, whoever you go out with has to wear a mask.
yeah,
Okay. Oh,
Okay.
that makes sense.
or they're
Yeah.
agreeing to only wear a mask.
yeah, yeah,
Right.
That
So
makes sense.
that's what I chose because I didn't want to get involved in like a bar scene where it was really close. And she's like,
Sure.
"You said, we'd be fine." And then
Yeah,
Right.
so I'm like mask only.
Honestly, that makes
Okay.
sense. Yeah.
Thank you,
Everybody on the same page.
everybody. So I get contacted by a girl
Okay.
because that's how the site works, and her name is Clementine.
Oh, it sounds
Nice.
super cute,
Yeah.
dude.
Hey,
Congratulations.
Wait, how old is she?
Hey, Clementine. She's in her 30s.
Okay.
She's
That's
very
fine.
nice. We're still talking, and she's okay with me sharing the story.
Oh,
Uh,
hi, Clementine.
I told it to her and her small group, and they are allowing me to say this.
Okay.
So anyway,
Okay.
so Clementine contacts me, and she's like, "I've actually heard of your show, and I think you're funny."
Really?
So obviously,
Maybe
right
that's
there,
how she found you.
yeah. Well, maybe.
That's risky, dude.
Yeah.
So
it is.
obviously, those words right there, I think you're funny. That's all you need to get in my DMs, right?
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
I think you're fun. So I'm like, boom, you're in. So we hit it off pretty quick. First, we're doing Bumble Chat,
Mm-hmm.
which is like in like honey font, which is
Right.
pretty cool. It's
Yeah.
kinda
Drippy.
Like
Yeah.
orange, yeah.
Yeah. And then then we do text, and then we do phone calls. And after a week of phone calls is when we decide to meet up,
Nice.
because she's like, I got this cool thing I think you may be interested in. And from what I gathered, it was like this hipster festival thing to celebrate like the end of grape season.
Wait, what? There's a festival happening right now, like during COVID?
Well, it was happening like last week. Yeah.
Grapes
Okay.
aren't even in season.
Well, I thought it was going to be like a winery or something. Maybe they import the grapes,
Okay, that makes sense.
but I wanted to stomp grapes,
Okay.
You're
oh,
so-
gotcha. Like make
Oh,
the
yeah.
wine.
make the wine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she's
I would
like,
love to do that.
right?
Yeah.
And you know my impressions. What are my two impressions I'd love to do?
You can do the you can do the one with the video of the news reporter who
Mhm.
was stomping grapes and fell out.
Yep.
And then you can do the one of Cameron eating an apple.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I love this apple.
Right.
That's
That's the news
Spot
reporter.
on, dude. All right, so you're going to this festival
I'm
with
going to this
Clementine.
festival. Yeah. And she goes, yeah, it's supposed to be really cool. It's Mercury Sin Retro Grape. And I'm like, those sound delicious.
Did you just say
Mercury
Mercury Sin
Sin-
Retro Grape?
Yeah.
What?
It's a festival for Mercury Sin Retro
I
Grape.
think you mean Mercury's in retrograde.
Well, that's not a phrase or a word I would ever use because that doesn't make
Mercury
any
is
sense.
in retrograde.
Yeah, but what are you saying?
That's like an astrology thing.
Yeah,
No,
it's
how-
something that girls do.
I don't fully know what it
Mercury
means.
Sin Retro Grape. This is a winery.
There's
I'm
no
going
grape
to.
about it.
Yeah. Well, if you got apples named Envy Apples or Autumn Blossom or Pink Ladies,
Right.
obviously you got grapes named Mercury Sin Retro.
I mean, yeah.
I've never heard of it.
Maybe it's
That's
a
fine.
scientific
It's fine.
name.
It's a new grape.
So she asked me, well, are you pretty serious with this mask thing?
Well, yeah.
Well, that's
And-
how you signed up.
That's how I signed up.
Yeah,
And I'm like, well, that's kind of the
registered.
box I checked.
Right.
What about you? And she's like, I checked all of them.
Right.
Oh,
'Cause she just wanted.
oh.
She's casting a wider
She's
net.
looking for
yeah,
safe
she is.
dating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Smart girl.
smart girl. But we finally agree, and that we'll wear masks in the car
Right.
ride over. She'll drive.
You sat in the back though, right?
No,
Social
we're masks
distancing?
on. We're masks on.
Okay. Next to each other.
Next to each other. Yeah.
She picked you up.
She picked me up, so we agree that that's how it's going to work. But then I start thinking, my second concern is heat. This
Yeah,
is
it's
the
hot.
summertime.
To clarify, it's 60 degrees in the studio and he's pouring sweat.
Yeah.
Well,
And you're gonna be outside stomping grapes.
that's because I had the lemon chips.
Oh yeah.
I know you did. Spicy boy.
Spicy boy. So she decides, okay, she'll pick me up, and then I'm like, the heat is a big concern
Right.
Mhm.
for me.
Yeah.
What am I gonna wear? And because I'm like, what's the shade situation there
Right.
at this thing? I don't
So this
want
is
to
during
be.
the day.
I don't want to be on blacktop.
Right.
No.
What's the shade or what's the HVAC situation? And she's like, well, actually, I was meaning to talk to you about that.
That's not a good sign.
So yeah, I'm like, are you comfortable slipping off my hand? Like if we get close,
Right. Because you're going to be sweating a lot.
I'm gonna be sweating a lot. Yeah. Also, hey Clementine, just saying, just saying hello again. Sorry for the embarrassing story. about my sweaty self. She told me to say that.
Right.
She said, "Do you own any light summer clothing material like linen?" And I'm like, well, obviously,
It's a very
I do.
specific
Obviously,
type of clothing.
I do, but she's like, preferably white or cream colored. So I'm like, well, maybe she has a thing for men in white or cream linen. So I'm like, obviously, that's
Right.
awesome. Now
Yeah,
I'm really
yeah.
sweating. But I own white linen, but you guys know what my rule is, about white linen on first dates.
Yeah,
No transparent clothing on first dates.
Yeah.
Yeah, no smushing grapes and
No
white
smushing
clothing.
grapes and white clothing. Those
Right.
are rule 1 and rule 2.
Right.
Yeah.
No sheer clothing on a first date.
Yeah.
And you can't.
Wait, she
smush-
had like a dress code for you?
It wasn't so much as a dress code.
It's like a
was more of like,
suggestion.
yeah, I would prefer to see you in this, but I don't have white linens. So I wore my backup outfit,
Okay.
which is my white and light blue seersucker. You guys seen them.
Mm-hmm.
My white and light
7-inch
blue
shorts.
7-inch seersucker J. Crew shorts.
Come on.
Because they kind of ride up.
Right.
when I
Show
sit
those
down.
thighs off, dude.
That's right.
Rugby.
My money maker.
Well,
Right.
it's summer
These
too.
thighs. Yeah.
Right.
It's summer.
Gotta get 'em
And
out.
then I wore my Where's the Beef shirt.
Right.
Okay.
So I'm ready.
Yeah.
Right? So she decides she's going to pick me up at 10 a.m. This is prime time, heat time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh gosh, I'm already sweating in my house out of nervousness.
Right.
And because it's 70 degrees and who doesn't sweat
Right.
in a 70 degree
I don't.
house? I mean, who else doesn't though?
Nobody.
Cameron
I don't.
doesn't.
Oh,
Just go.
okay.
Keep going.
So I walk out and I see her white Mercedes. I'm like,
Oh wow.
yeah. Oh,
Nice.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Fancy girl.
Yeah. She's in healthcare or something. I don't know.
Okay.
I wasn't paying attention. So I can see her through the car and I
Mhm.
can see like her jaw drop. So I'm like,
Oh yeah.
heck yes. I've never had this effect on women in a
No.
positive way.
She's like, he looks funny.
Yeah.
He's super funny. So, but she doesn't like get out or open the door for me.
Right.
So I'm like, strike one.
Yeah. Chivalry's dead.
Chivalry's
It is
dead.
weird meeting a person for the first time, like in the car.
In the car, it's a weird,
you have to like crouch
Position?
down, crawl in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Josh.
and I don't have the best body for a crouch position.
And you're not in linen like she requested.
And I'm not in linen. I'm
Oh.
in seersucker,
Right.
which is lightweight.
Sure.
And then my Where's the Beef shirt.
Right.
Well, that's just a good shirt.
That's just a good
It's
shirt.
a classy
Thank you.
shirt.
Well, I got it because I saw you in your Where's the Beef shirt. And
Exactly.
I was like, I want to get that on. So we make our niceties, and I'm like, she's like, I like your mask. And I'm like, yeah, I like your mask too. Hers is cool. It had like oranges on it.
Okay. Florida.
Clementine.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even put that together.
Come
That's-
on.
That's cool. That's clever. I didn't even recognize her name as a fruit. So after about 20 minutes of driving, and little chit chats like,
Mhm.
"How was your week?" Blah,
Right.
blah blah. She says, "Actually, I have something kind of important to say. Where we're going, you can't really wear that shirt." And I'm like,
You
Like a
can't wear
t-shirt?
where's the beef shirt?
"Yeah." So I'm like, "What?" She's like, "People in my small group are very anti-meat, and
Oh.
they're kind of just
What?
they're
What?
sort of passionate about it, and I get it. Maybe."
Yeah.
Her small group are anti-meat, so, but
That's what she just said.
He gets it.
I get it.
Gets it.
I comprehend the words that you just said. I have a brain.
Bro, she's in a cult.
What, because she is a vegetarian?
Well, because she
her
wants you
friends?
to wear
Why does
linen
she
to
keep
your
saying
first date.
Small. We're gonna meet my small group.
Because if you go to a winery, you probably have you sell cookies or something.
What? No, you don't.
What?
I don't know how these things work. I've never been on a first date in like 20 years. So, but we're like 20 minutes away. So I'm thinking, why are you still driving?
Right.
I had shirts at my house.
Right.
I had where's the albacore tuna?
So
Oh,
you're thinking
so
you
she
can
just
you can
keeps
just change,
going.
and she's just like, let's get out of here.
Yeah, I'm thinking we're 20 minutes away. I got no access to shirts
Yeah.
Right.
now. And she goes, so she's like, so I'm like, well, I don't know how you want me. I can flip it inside out.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, well, I think I may have one in the back. And then blindly reaches behind my seat, produces a white linen shirt.
Yeah. See,
And
that's
I'm
too
like,
specific, dude.
that's-
That's like
Oh,
way too
it's
sketchy.
not my size though. It's not like it was made for me.
No.
So you're
It's
gonna
a-
put on
it's a-
this. You're gonna put on this tight linen shirt with your skin popping out.
Why does it got to be tight? Why do you think
You just
every
said it's
shirt?
not your size.
It doesn't mean it's not. It's too small. It could
You
be
wear
too
the biggest
big.
size.
It could be too big. Why do you think every piece of clothing is going to be tight on me? I'm not that big.
No, but your preference is tight clothes.
It is
Yeah.
tight clothing. Well, I got to show off my goods,
Wrangler butt.
but it was too small.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
So she hands it to me, and she's like, just put this on. So I slip it on, and I don't know if you know anything about girls' athletic cut shirt,
Right.
but the buttons are on the wrong side,
They are.
and so I was trying to figure that out for like an hour.
Yeah.
Because then I thought maybe I have it on inside out.
Right.
You just have to do it while looking in a mirror, and you'll be
So
fine.
to clarify,
Yeah,
she
yeah.
gave you a girl's linen piece to put on.
That's
Yeah.
too small.
Yeah, well, I put it on, and you could still easily see where's the beef shining right
You
through.
didn't take the other shirt off.
What? I'm not a masochist.
I mean,
I'm
I get it.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, well, and she looks at me and she goes, it's still not going to work. Why don't you take your other shirt off and then put this one on over it? And so I'm like, well, she goes, well, just try to do it quick because we're about to pull up.
Oh,
and I'm like, pull
no.
up. We're in the middle of nowhere. You've driven me out to nowhere. And now you're saying change shirts.
Bro, she picks you up, gives you a uniform to wear,
Drives
the
you in the middle of the
shirt.
woods.
She
drives you
didn't-
to the woods.
She didn't have anything to say about my shorts.
Me and my
what kind of
small
weapon
group.
did she have?
Yeah.
Billy Club.
Oh, what?
Me and my small group
But
don't
it
like
was
meat.
It was a metal one that she said just for protection, just in case she crashes into a river, she can get out of her
Oh,
car.
I got you.
That's
I
not
got you.
what
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't, taking off your shirt in a seated position, at least with this build,
In a Mercedes. Yeah.
and a Mercedes is
Yeah.
not good.
Is this struggle bus?
Yeah. So I'm like, I usually take my shirt off on an inversion table just so that everything
So it
fills
just
out.
it comes right off.
Yeah, it just comes right off. So anyways, I take off the shirt, I put on her shirt, and so we start pulling up, and it's kind of like down this dirt road.
Yeah, it's a cult, dude.
And there's
for sure.
there's no parking spots, but not because like the parking lot is full. It's because there's no parking lot. So
It's
down
a
this
field.
dirt road, there's just like 1,000 feet of cars parked.
What?
Yeah, but these are like, this party must have been banging because it's like Bentley, a couple Bentleys I saw, a couple Beamers and Mercedes.
In the middle of
mostly.
the woods?
Well, it's kind of woods, but it's Florida woods, so it's
Right.
not really like woods.
They're putting an apple in your mouth and roasting you, bro.
No. I'm here, bro. I'm here.
That's true. You
If he
survived.
says everybody's in white linen,
Yeah, you survived, but what
Oh,
monstrosities happened
So
out
we
there?
so we get out. Obviously, I get out safely. I'm looking good. Obviously, my shirt's a little sheer
yeah.
because it's white linen.
Come
and
on.
it's a little tight.
She's like, you're funny.
So we, and I'm like, I'm back in.
Yeah.
So we circled this like white G wagon. It's a Mercedes.
Yes.
And I can see this big field. What happens is kind of the elevation drops from the road. If you remember where we grass sledded,
Growing up,
yeah.
it was like a little valley in Florida.
It was weird. And I can see like it looks like it could be like a wedding venue because it's got like two buildings in the middle. There's a small stage, and then kind of far back there's a steeple, a building with a steeple.
okay.
Yeah,
on
so
it.
a cult ceremony.
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
Sounds about right.
You're about to be sacrificed.
Yeah, dude.
or where you have a very cool hipster wedding,
Nah.
or a winery where you would place a winery
Okay.
for Mercury Sin retro grapes.
Right.
I mean, it sounds like he still likes her.
I like her a lot. I like you a lot. So we walk up, and Clementine says, "Hey, Kiwi," to this guy that's at kind of this gate almost.
Okay.
It's not really a gate. It's more
Is that like an
a-
affectionate name?
Well, it's to the guy who's handsome, obviously.
Oh,
He's
bro.
wearing. Is he wearing sheer as well?
competition.
Well, he's wearing white linen,
Oh,
but
jeez.
because it's summer and that's what you wear.
So that's two people in white linen.
Somebody's buying into this cult.
So Kiwi says, "Hey, Clementine,"
Okay.
and Clementine's like, "This is Josh." And because I'm funny, I'm like, "Oh, Kiwi from New Zealand? I love that Guy Williams show."
Right.
You know, hey,
Topical. Right.
Yeah. I'm like, New Zealand today. It's a really funny show.
Yeah.
And he just goes, "All right, Guy, we'll put your phone in your sneakers in this basket."
Nope.
No way.
No, bro.
Bro, I don't want to obviously traipse on cultures.
Okay. How good looking is Clementine?
Clementine's cute. I mean,
I mean,
beautiful.
you're going through all of
Clementine's-
this.
I don't have any attachment to my shoes. I'm
Or your
not like-
phone
well, phone, okay.
or safety. You can't run to safety. You can't call safety.
Yeah, I just want to go ahead. I want to clarify a bit. So I just want to make sure everybody's caught up. Josh meets a girl on a dating app that he
Bumble.
doesn't know. He shows up.
She knows me.
She says, "Don't like what you're wearing. Wear this sheer outfit."
I was wearing an offensive T-shirt.
I'm driving you to the woods. And then a guy also in a sheer outfit says, "Give me your phone and shoes."
He's
yeah,
not
named
he's not-
Kiwi.
That's where we're at.
He's not sheer. He's not in sheer. He's in linen, and it's fitting a lot better than it's fitting
and
me.
it's all a bunch of rich people.
well, yeah.
That's a little confusing too.
Yeah.
So so I'm like, well, I mean, they're not really sneakers. They're my Tommy Bahama flip flops. And he's like, clearly, but just take off the sandals and put them in. And then he radios, I got a guy here who doesn't want to take off his sneakers.
Oh,
What?
Jesus.
And so I'm like, wait, no, I'm taking them off. I'm just saying there are other people and they're wearing sandals.
Right.
And I'd be more comfortable
With them on.
with them on.
Like any other person.
And he's like, here, take these. And he hands me these sandals made out of banana leaves.
Come on.
And if you know anything about banana leaf sandals,
They're not sturdy.
they're not sturdy.
I don't know anything about banana leaf sandals. This is the first I've ever heard about them.
So Clementine already has hers, and she's at kind of this.
She's wearing banana leaf sandals?
Well, she's not wearing them. She hands her sneakers, her Airwalks.
She's trading her sneakers
Yes.
for banana leaves.
And her phone.
What I love about this is last week when he was talking about Clementine's.
It sounds ridiculous.
He was talking about her dating profile, and he says she loves fruit. So far, her name's freaking Clementine.
And we have a guy named Kiwi.
Her best friend's Kiwi,
He's New Zealand,
and
He's
they're all
from New
wearing banana
Zealand.
sandals.
And you think it's normal.
That's just a coincidence.
And you're there in your banana hammock and your and your sheer outfit.
It's a summer day. I'm at a winery,
gosh.
guys.
So you're pokey coming through.
So she's at this. This is going to sound bad, but she's at the next
It
stage.
sounds bad.
It all sounds bad.
She's at the next stage of the gate
Right.
and she's under almost what I would describe as a Jewish huppah,
Okay. A hopa.
a hopa.
Go ahead and describe that.
It's like 4 pedestals and I don't know, a covering.
It's what some would call an altar,
Okay.
Oh yeah, no,
where you sacrifice
it's
things.
just an
Oh,
altar.
my gosh.
Altar just sounds bad.
I mean, it sounds bad when you're the sacrifice.
Well, I'm
Sounds-
here.
Sounds
guys.
great to her small group.
I'm physically present with you.
I know,
now.
but what happened to you?
So,
Jeez.
so she gets to the second gate. This is gonna sound bad because she's handed a banana,
Okay.
and she's told she's told you can take off your mask and head to the building to the left.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, it's obviously me.
Yeah, it's your turn to get a banana.
So I go up to the hoop. I stand under it. They hand me a kumquat, and it has it has the number 77 on it.
What?
It sounds ridiculous now that I say it out loud.
Oh,
but
yeah?
if you're in it, it just feels like this.
It feels like what?
just feels like
A
this
fever dream?
This feels like
Exactly. Not
you know,
normal.
when you go to these like beer releases or when they're releasing a new beer. It's very like weird, like secretive.
Well, they dress you in banana leaves in a white linen shirt.
And hand you kumquats.
So my kumquat has number 77 in it.
Oh
So
my
I pocket
gosh.
it. And then I'm told you can head to the right. You can take off your mask. And inside you'll to the right is the fruit hall where you can eat. So
The
I'm like,
fruit
okay.
hall.
Well, that's because I didn't check this out, but I assume most halls are named after people.
Right.
So this one's just named after fruit?
no,
or
they're
Mr.
normally
Fruit?
called like food hall or cafeteria
Yeah.
but-
or a restaurant.
Or like the Mr. Man Hall because it's named after someone. So,
but it's called fruit.
well, yeah, it's called fruit, but he just says fruit out loud. It could
Oh,
be, I could
jeez.
just be hearing it wrong.
Right.
Like you guys are hearing whatever,
The whole story wrong.
Mercury grade,
Yeah, this whole story.
retro. So I yelled at Clementine. She's got her mask off now. She looks like she does in the pictures, which is good.
Yeah.
At least from the nose
That's
down.
a good sign.
And she says, I'll see you once we get our plates.
Okay.
So I'm like, hey,
At least there's food involved.
Yes.
Yes. And I'm like, food already?
Right.
Jackpot. Like right when I haven't
you-
even paid.
Boy, I
Well,
hope-
you've been through a lot, so you
I
deserve
hope you like
something.
fruit.
I
Yeah.
haven't even paid yet. Well, I don't care what it is, you know,
Yeah.
right? So I'm off to the right, and now I can see like where I'm walking. The group of people on my right is all men,
Okay.
Okay.
and apparently the group to the left is all women.
Oh, cool. They're sorting people now.
So,
Yeah.
but
So you've been sorted.
you probably get your food and then meet, I assume.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So I walk up to the right and I can see what looks like a chicken coop. And I'm walking by these guys and I'm kind of just like, hey, you know, I'm honestly at this point just trying to keep the banana sandals on.
Right.
The banana leaf sandals on. Because there's like sand spurs
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
don't really protect you. So
No.
I start walking up and I can see like the chicken coop that it is.
Right.
The shades are down on this chicken coop, but there's like double doors and there's two like handsome guys standing there.
Okay.
And from what I can tell,
Security guards.
from what I can tell, I mean, they were nice guys. Well, Eventually.
Okay.
So two guys are standing there, and I can tell from walking up that one person walks up and they mumble something. He mumbles something back, and then he shows them his kumquat, and then they let him in.
What?
So I'm like, okay.
That's like a ticket?
So I start getting closer, and the guy in front of me, he walks up, and the two guys go, "Honor thy mother," and then he mumbles something, and then he pulls out his kumquat, and they let him in.
Okay.
So I will go walking up, I go strolling up, and I go, they say, "Honor thy mother," and I go, "And thy father," and they go, "Incorrect. Who are you?"
What?
And I'm like, "What?" And that's what. And then
You just answered without any kind of like questioning it?
what else could it be?
I don't know.
Right. So I hear the guy, he gets on his radio and he goes, "Kiwi, please describe the man that was giving you trouble with the sneakers earlier." And I'm like, how has this story already gotten around? And I hear on the radio, he was pumpkin shaped with a beard. And I'm like, what the hell?
That's Josh.
Who describes
Yeah.
anybody like that?
To be fair, these fruit people probably use vegetables as descriptions or whatnot. I wouldn't be offended by that.
Yeah, because I would call you a beefcake.
Thank you. That's not a
100%.
fruit.
They wouldn't use that though.
They wouldn't use that. So, and then I hear, he's a guest of Clementine. And so I'm like, oh, phew, this
Right.
is my pass. And he goes, "Let me see your number." So I pull out my kumquat, and he goes, just so you know, there's a line behind you, and we're not calling number 77. And from what I get, what I had passed was this winding line where everyone has been like social distancing, I thought.
Okay.
Right.
But apparently they are just honoring thy mother by staying so far apart. That part I'll have to get to. But honor thy mother. Yes. Honor thy mother. You have to say it twice. I don't know.
What?
I'll have to tell you later. So anyways, so they go, you have to, you passed all these people.
Right.
You're not up next. And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry.
Did you just butt 76 people in line?
I just butted about 70 people.
Yeah.
So they're all grumbling.
Yeah.
And then they're like, you dropped something. And so I guess when I pulled
no.
out my kumquat, so I turned around and I had dropped my Slim Jim.
You
You
brought a snack to the date?
Oh, just a junior one.
He always carries a Slim Jim.
It was just a 4-incher,
Right.
Yeah.
And so I pick it up and they're like, "What? Is that a Slim Jim? Is that a meat product?"
Oh my
And I'm like,
God.
a meat
it's just-
stick.
it's a snack, a product. It's just,
It's a
I
convenient
forgot I
snack.
had it in here. And immediately, boom, those two doors close. The two handsome guys are now at my side.
Oh no.
they're like, "We got to take you this way."
What?
And so while I'm
happening?
following them, I'm thinking, okay, backstage,
Yeah.
maybe I'll get a beeline
Right.
because I've angered the crowd
Right.
with my skipping. But apparently this was about my beef product
Okay.
Obviously.
because while I'm being led away, I hear carne, carne,
They're chanting
carne,
meat?
carne, carne. And then I hear like the women, I hear carne, carne, carne. And everybody is just kind of starting to circle this way. And I'll have to tell you the rest next week.
Come on, dude.
We're leaving off on them chanting meat at you?
Well, meat boy, meat man. I mean, when you see this in front of you,
Yeah.
you got to
So-
chant something.
Cliffhanger. So
beefcake.
next week we get part 2 of that.
Carne. I'm here though.
You're
It's not a
live.
cult.
You're different though.
It's not a cult.
You're
I
live,
feel-
but you're different.
it's
I
a
feel
cult.
different.
On December 17th, 1996, business was relatively normal at the Seminole Finance Company in Clearwater, Florida.
Wow. Okay, so we're in Clearwater.
That's right.
This is
And
1996.
then 96?
1996.
I was actually
let
alive.
me paint a picture for you. So employees had shown up to work that day at this building before the sun came up.
Okay.
Okay,
Like you do.
this is a finance building.
Yep.
Everyone they're kind of dressed up. They're working in finance.
Shirts and ties.
Shirts and ties. They're in their places, ready to open the doors to the public.
Yeah.
Okay.
We welcome all financial business here at 8 a.m., 9 a.m.
Come make your transactions.
Yes.
They open at 8. Around 8:15, the first customer comes in and he makes an odd statement. Okay, he
This
said,
is a stick up.
he says,
no.
everybody get on the ground.
Oh,
God.
jeez.
And he's wearing a mask. No, he comes in and he says, look, I noticed the new decoration outside and it's kind of odd, but whatever floats your boat. Okay.
Okay.
What
Is it
season
Christmas?
is this?
Well, it is Christmas season. And
Okay.
so that's kind of the thing. He says,
Cool.
I noticed new decoration. And the
Cool.
employee was like, okay. And
It's
didn't-
Rudolph.
Yeah, didn't really think much of
Well,
it.
if you're an employee, you don't know what's happening.
I think that's it.
Yeah,
the employee
yeah.
is just like,
wigs, yeah.
right. So as the morning went on,
Or
though,
the property management company, sometimes they decorate. right?
sometimes, but like every customer that came in that morning made a comment about it. Like
Okay.
every single one.
This guy's like, I need to check this out on my lunch break.
Well, basically,
Yeah.
like finally, like the business, like the manager, the shift manager,
Okay.
The big boy.
he keeps hearing all this stuff.
This chatter that's not about finance.
Right. So after
Which
like
is
40 minutes, he goes outside to take a look at it.
Yeah.
And taking up about 3 stories was a 60-foot tall, 20-foot
Huh.
wide depiction of the Virgin Mary.
What?
Was this a Banksy?
Like a statue?
A Shepherd Fairy?
It had
maybe?
appeared on the glass, which was
Ooh.
incredibly odd because, for one, this wasn't commissioned. No one ordered this to be done. Okay.
Well, that they know of. It
Well,
could've-
right, that's true. But number 2, none of the employees saw it when they arrived for work that morning.
It was dark.
Okay, that's another good point.
Thank you.
So basically, within an hour, the sun comes up and this thing shows up out of nowhere on the side of the building. This massive Virgin Mary on the side of this bank. Okay.
But
Okay.
is it like what is it though? Is it like painting?
This is- you said it's-
Not really. It
it's
just kind of showed up
3
on the
stories-
glass.
It's 3 stories tall.
Yeah, and it's like a glass building, so it just
Okay,
kind of it's
okay.
60 feet tall, 20 feet wide. So the manager runs back inside and he calls the owner of the building, who's a man named Mike Krismanich. Okay,
Chris Manage.
Chris Manich.
Chris Manning.
And
Chris
so
manages
Mike,
the building.
I can say it too.
right? So Mike owns multiple buildings. He's a real estate guy.
Commercial real estate.
He gets this phone call and he goes, "Okay, someone vandalized my building. Like, can't you deal with it? Like, you're the office manager."
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
manager was like, "I don't think it's vandalism. Like, it wasn't here when we showed up this morning, and within an hour, it just appeared
This is
3
not
stories tall."
This is not spray paint.
No. 3 stories tall. So Mike comes down to the site and they check the security cameras. Sure enough, no one had done anything to the building. So
Okay.
in fact, it just showed up. That's what happened.
So a glass depiction.
Yeah, on the glass building itself, on the glass, the
Yep.
Virgin Mary showed up, this massive Virgin Mary.
Okay.
So this put Mike Krismanich in an interesting position. Like, does he clean it up or try to clean this up before other people notice?
Yes.
Or does he try to investigate and figure out where it came from? They're kind of confused as to
And
how
then
to
what's
handle
the-
this.
What's the frowny part of cleaning off a Virgin
What's the
Mary?
holy
Yeah,
Mary,
that's
Mother
kind of like,
Mary.
yeah, you want to be careful with
Yeah.
that. So a few days after it appeared, he actually held a meeting in the top story of the building. Okay, so there's
right by Mother Mary's head?
a little higher,
Okay.
very top floor, and so there's engineers present, H&R representatives, top level
Nice.
company employees. Right, these are the
H&R's
big
there.
deals, right?
Yeah.
And so they wanted to clean it up, but more importantly, they want to find out where it came from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
so
want to find out where it came from.
Yeah. It's like, it must be like a disappearing ink thing where someone pranks
Okay.
you, but then it doesn't show up later.
Right. Well, this thing's still there. Okay. A couple of days later, it's still there. And so they're having this meeting. And while they're having the meeting, a lower level employee knocks on the door and she informs Mike that crowds are beginning to form outside in the parking lot.
Jeez.
Okay.
And they're
That
not there
do
for banking.
They don't want financial transaction business.
No. So Mike walks over to the window. He walks over to the window.
Oh my
And sure
gosh.
enough, there's about 100 people standing down below. Many of them had brought their own lawn chairs.
What?
What? This
Is
is
it
not a moving
moving?
art.
Right. So basically, that's when he realizes we've got a problem here
We
because
got a serious problem.
they've showed up not just to see it, but they've brought chairs. They're getting comfortable because
Yeah.
they want to sit here in the presence of this giant Virgin Mary. Okay.
Okay.
That
I
shows that
guess.
they're going to be there for a while.
Well, that's the thing. The people who are
Yeah.
showing up are like devout Catholics. Okay. They're showing up to
Okay.
pay kind of respect, pay homage to
Oh,
this, right?
Okay. Nothing like Mother Mary loves more than someone with a lawn chair. That's
Yeah.
what I've read.
And you can worship at a bank.
You can. And so basically, these people saw this as a miracle, which again, from a PR perspective, you can't just hire a glass company to come clean that up.
No.
Yeah.
When you
I
have
think we're laughing about the way you said miracle.
Yeah, miracle. You said miracle.
maybe it's my accent.
It's that Florida boy accent.
It could be. So Mike Krismanich, he instructs the engineers to start investigating it, but don't mess it up.
Don't
No,
destroy.
yeah.
We don't want to offend anybody, right?
I mean, you got
So-
people in lawn chairs watching everything you do. So.
Oh, yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So here's the issue. While they were investigating it, more and more people
Uh-oh.
start showing up.
Jeez.
By the end of the first week, 3,000 people
Oh my god.
What?
were camped out in the parking lot of the Seminole Finance Company.
You know, my first thought is, how can I profit off of this?
Mike had similar
Did he?
thoughts. Yeah, I think you and Mike are on the same
Is
page.
that bad for business or good for business?
Well, it's bad for banking, I think.
I think if I'm a banking customer and I'm
Yeah.
a non-Catholic and I want to park, I'm going to be like, I can't park here. There's people.
That's true.
I'm doing my business somewhere else.
That's
with-
true.
Somewhere who doesn't have a depiction of the Mother Mary.
There's too many people camped down next to
here's
my
the
money.
thing.
Next
3,000
up-
people
yes.
are here. That's before the media shows up.
Oh no!
These
So
are
this
people
is
that are
like
just-
word of mouth. They've driven by in Clearwater.
1996, before
There's no
really
social
internet.
media.
has
Right, and they see
happened.
this giant Virgin Mary, right?
Yeah.
So once the local news picks up the story,
Oh, it's over.
the national news wasn't far behind.
Oh, geez.
And when the national news starts talking about this, Mike knew, like, my time's running out.
Yeah.
My chance to fix this privately has
How do I sell off this building?
expired. Right.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
So he hired 3 different glass companies,
What?
one off-site engineering agency, and a few local metal workers to investigate the image. He goes, look,
Okay, investigate.
we got to
Okay.
figure out what's going on with this.
That means you have to look from afar because you get close, you're gonna have a lot of people going.
Well,
Don't
they're
touch it.
they're kind of
Don't touch
inside
it.
the building, kind of from
Yeah.
the other side, trying to figure out what's happening. The general consensus from the experts was that corrosion of the metallic coating on the glass was
What?
largely at fault. Okay, so they think there's some kind of like erosion here, like this is what's caused this.
Has now shaped the glass into the form of a Mother Mary.
Well, the
Was it
glass
just like a
itself is the
form?
same, but the stain, it's kind of like a stain on the glass.
Okay.
So it's colored.
Like corrosion, right. Yeah, it's
Okay.
like almost like a rainbow colored.
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
But here's the thing that they agreed on was that it was the corrosion. But the one thing they couldn't agree on was basically like the timeline, like why it happened so suddenly. It just
Yeah.
kind of appeared out of
In a perfect
nowhere.
shape.
Uniformly.
Right.
I'd call it a miracle.
Well, that's what people were calling it. So in
Miracle.
fact,
Miracle.
half of the investigative team who were investigating it
Yeah.
kind of said the same thing. Like, we don't want to touch it, dude. Like
Yeah.
we're just
Oh.
kind of like at this point.
I thought you were going to say half the investigative team converted to Catholicism.
I think half of them were Catholics.
Oh, okay.
And they were just like, we don't want to mess with this.
Definitely don't touch it then.
Right. And so basically, Mike Krismenich, he's like, look, I'm convinced. He gives a televised interview, his first
Really?
interview, where he states that the stain on the glass was the work of divine intervention.
What?
He then proceeded to turn the building into a religious shrine
What?
in order to
What?
protect the image. Okay.
Banking's out.
How?
Which meant that it couldn't operate as a bank any longer. So no idea what happened to the employees.
Fired.
That's gotta be the weirdest way
Or
to
they
break
got
a lease.
ordained.
Yeah, well, he owns the building.
I know, but you would have broken the lease on the bank.
I guess. Yeah. So
Yeah.
so Mike, the employees are gone.
You
This
have to
is
give
now
everybody's money back.
it's now a shrine.
What?
It's now a shrine.
That's crazy.
So in a matter of weeks, the building had been transitioned from a fully operational financial institution into a government-protected religious shrine.
That's
What?
wild.
This
So-
is Clearwater?
This is in Clearwater. So at first, when
Jesus.
all this is happening, it was
Okay.
mainly Clearwater residents, right?
Yeah.
Like showing up,
Yeah.
paying respects or just kind of spectate.
Well, it takes time to get somewhere.
Sure,
Yeah.
but as the media,
They were on their way.
as the media exposure began to grow,
Okay.
believers from all over the world start showing
The
up.
world.
That's wild.
It's estimated that within the first 3 weeks of the appearance of the image, 500,000 people
Oh,
no.
my
had visited the location.
goodness.
Florida knows how to do tourism.
They
Yeah, we
really
do. So,
They
and these
blow
people,
it
they
up.
weren't just stopping by. Many of them were trying to camp out. So, very
Oof.
early on, this lawn chairs, now we're talking campsite. And, and this is a
Wow.
city that, like, Clearwater's not built. They don't have the infrastructure for that kind of
No, it's
people
not a big
showing up.
city.
Not at all.
It's
They
a
don't-
city because it has nice beaches.
Right, exactly.
Yep.
So the city quickly moved to make sure the area was kind of closed off after dark. They were just like, look, we can't provide 24/7
Yeah,
security.
no.
Yeah.
So you can come visit the shrine during the day. At nighttime, not so much.
Go home.
You can't come in here. Right.
Yeah,
it's-
you can't even
Visit our
see it,
lovely
bro.
hotels.
Right,
Oh,
sure.
nice.
Visit the beach. So security was put in place to prevent people from showing up after hours, which
How
meant
far
that,
can they restrict, though?
well, that's the thing is it meant the daytime was more chaotic.
Oh,
Because now they know
absolutely.
you can't come at nighttime. Everybody's struggling to get there, when the
Yeah.
sun is up.
Are,
Okay.
are people trying to get close to the glass?
Yeah, a lot of them are.
Oh, really?
Actually.
Okay.
So Mike Krismenich, he strikes a deal with
Oh, my
a small
gosh.
organization called the Catholic Church.
Small organization.
Yeah.
Never heard of them.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. So it
Haven't
was
been around for very long either.
basically it was a Catholic ministry called the Shepherds of Christ, and they purchased the shrine for an
What?
undisclosed amount.
Oh,
And they
geez.
changed the name to Our Lady of Clearwater.
Oh,
What?
my goodness.
That's beautiful,
This is
actually.
unreal.
Yeah.
That does sound beautiful.
So the church immediately turned the building into a factory that produced rosary beads.
What? What? I thought it was a shrine.
No joke. They're like, it's still a shrine, but they're like multi-purpose site now. Okay, like
Okay, so
Like-
You
there's
can't have it empty.
an entrance of
maybe those bank employees were
They're
making
like,
rosary beads.
we have
now.
500,000 people out here that need new beads.
Yeah, we gotta get
new
those beads
rosary.
cranked out,
We got
right?
new Catholics. They need beads.
So for years,
What?
you could drive by and see the 60-foot Virgin Mary
Oh
outline
my
Years.
gosh.
on this side of this glass building. But in 2004, this happened in 96. In 2004, one night, because no one's allowed to be there at nighttime,
Yep.
security shuts it down, in the middle of the night, someone
Oh,
shattered the
no.
top layer of glass,
No.
essentially decapitating the image.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
what?
That person's
Oh.
going to hell.
Uh,
Oh, yeah, they're gone.
So local authorities get involved, and the church hires private investigators
Of course they
Holy
did.
crap.
to also try and figure out who would do such a thing,
Like,
right?
We can pay you in beads.
Yeah. And also an undisclosed amount of money.
Yeah,
To
a
catch
lot.
it, yeah. As it turned out, it was a 12-year-old boy with a
No
slingshot.
way.
No.
Yeah.
That guy's got some reach, man.
Well, that slingshot
it's like
company
60
ended up
feet.
being owned by
Micros manage.
Mike Risman.
No. So when the police questioned the boy, like,
You know what he shot with? Rosary beads.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Well, the police questioned the boy, like, what's your motivation? He literally said, I was bored and I needed target practice.
Oh my
He didn't even
gosh.
know about
So
it.
you chose vandalism.
He chose vandalism.
What,
So
what else do you choose? If you can't shoot a bird down
Soda
by the
can,
lake,
bro.
what do they call? A moose?
A coot?
yeah.
Kusk?
Yeah.
Soda cans.
Well, the
Oh,
shrine
soda
still
can.
exists today.
Without
Okay.
a head?
But without a head.
No way.
Nobody's
Um,
been able to replicate a head.
You can choose and stop. Yeah, you can stop by and visit if you choose. But seriously, like only in Florida can a giant Virgin Mary show up unexplained, garner the attention of millions of people around the world, and then be beheaded by a 12-year-old with a slingshot.
That is
That's-
ironic.
I mean, honest to goodness. And the funny thing about it is, like, obviously the attention kind of dwindled
Where's
over
this
the
boy
over the
today?
years. He's actually the head of the Church of Satan.
Oh,
Oh
jeez.
my god!
I'm just kidding. No, but
You know
like,
what else is in Clearwater? Church of Scientology.
it is. Yeah,
I
oddly
wonder
enough.
if he has anything to do with it.
But I think it is a testimony to, like, it does still stand. And
People in faith.
Well, and it's one of those mysteries, man. Like, only in Florida, like, it just out of nowhere, this giant Virgin Mary shows up. And this isn't the first time that something's happened. We covered it like a couple months back with
Oh,
the sinkhole.
pit. Yeah.
Yeah, the
with
sinkhole happens.
Fun.
The whole world tunes in,
Yeah.
and Florida goes,
It's Florida though.
yeah, Florida's like, well, let's see if we can turn this into a spectacle somehow. You
I
know
think
what I mean?
because people know this is just the tip of the iceberg. It's going to get crazier, so everybody watch.
That's 100% it. Nothing has ever happened in Florida that didn't end funny, crazy,
or
tragic.
escalate 100x.
Oh,
So,
for sure.
This was in 90. I was 5 years old, but you guys were probably
This
25.
guy,
Yeah,
Jesus.
we were-
I was
Do you,
30.
was
do you
40.
remember this happening?
I do remember it.
I recall the
remember it.
image now
Yeah.
that we're talking about it.
I don't. I
It looks
can't
really
picture it
familiar.
at all.
If you Google Our Lady of Clearwater, it is very familiar. And I think the thing about it is because it was like this
Was
global
it kind
trend.
of gold glass?
Yeah.
Okay, I can picture the image now.
Really?
But there's been so many of these that have kind of randomly shown up.
well, I think
Like I remember one on toast.
I was
and
gonna
then
say
A 12-year-old actually ate it.
ate the head off of
Just
it.
the head.
Ate that.
Well, I do think that is kind of a thing where the depiction of the Virgin Mary will show up on something random like
Yeah.
toast or whatever, or in the clouds.
Cheeto.
This is kind of
Cheeto.
crazy because it's 60 foot
It's
tall.
60-foot tall.
So you
building.
drive by and you're just
And
like,
it's
what in the
not
world?
one
Like,
pane of glass. Like I could get like one pane of glass.
Yeah.
That kind of like
There's multiple.
lost its lamination on
Right.
parts.
right.
But this is like what 8, 10, 12 pieces of glass that all kind of lose their their glass like stuff.
So
Sure.
weird.
And
Well,
now shape a
You
lady.
drive by and you're like, I believe.
You guys know where I'm going.
I know where you're
believe-
going. Listen, we want you guys to go to fmofm.com.
Oh,
Amen.
it's one of our
That's where you
favorite
can
websites.
find
Great
out
site.
all the stuff about our show, and also to basically patreon.com/From Often Podcast
Leave
has
a
all
review.
of our bonus stuff.
You don't know what happens on review day around here, but we all text each other and we go, "Oh my gosh, you see that new review?" We all get such eager beavers.
That's not true, but we do want you guys to leave reviews.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
do.
It does help
I
other
like
people
them.
find
I love
the
reading
show.
them.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you're an Apple Podcast or Stitcher or Spotify, like us, subscribe, leave a review. We love you guys a lot.
Go to
Yeah.
Patreon.
Shout out on Instagram too.
Come
Yeah.
on. Yeah, From Often Podcast. We'll see you guys next week, yeah?
Yeah.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.